I saw that Mike Morhaime is making a new gaming company. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this. This is a big deal. Mike Morhaime announces new game company, Dreamhaven. Co-founder and former Blizzard president Mike Morhaime announced the launch of Dreamhaven, a new games development company based in Irvine, California. Wow, so it's like right next to Blizzard. Which will provide guidance, support, and funding to subsidiary game development studios. The two initial studios, Moonshot Games and Secret Door, are similarly staffed by Blizzard Illuminati. Oh, sorry, alumni. Bro, I saw fucking alumni. Like, not Illuminati. That's my bad. And Mike Morhaime stepped down as president of Blizzard October 2018 after forming the company, then called Silicon and Synapse in 1991, serving as an advisory role, and his non-compete clause expired the following April. He will now serve as CEO of Dreamhaven, bringing decades of experience along with them to his studio teams, headed by Jason Cheese and Chris Saigidi at Moonshot and Secret Door, respectively. Holy shit, and there it is. Wow. So this is what he said. Mike Morhaime, former CEO and co-founder of Blizzard Entertainment and host of Industry Veterans, announced today Dreamhaven, their new game company based out of Irvine, California. Dreamhaven will create and publish original games for players around the world, and it's established its first two studios, Moonshot and Secret Door. I'm excited to team up with such talented people who care deeply about games and their communities. I've always believed in the power of games to bring people together regardless of backgrounds or boundaries. With Dreamhaven, we look forward to creating and sharing new experiences with players everywhere. The team at Dreamhaven came together around the common goal to empower creators, help bring their ideas to life, and create original gaming experiences that foster meaningful connections between players. All right. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Okay, the company and its studios. All right. Venturebeat has some great quotes to share from the former Blizzard president and new studio heads. Mike Morhaime via Venturebeat said, we're almost trying to create a haven for creators who want an environment that is development friendly, values product and player experience over short-term financial pressures. We believe in the power of gaming to bring people together as an escape of the unpleasant things that reality can bring. In that sense, it's a haven as well. We like the imagery of a lighthouse as a beacon that inspires us because we hope that Dreamhaven can be a beacon of hope to those in the industry who share our values and philosophies. There is a better way of approaching business and game creation that can work and be sustainable and be a lot of fun and yield positive results. So this clearly sounds like a repudiation of Activision Blizzard, okay? Like, I'm going to be honest, I think that everybody reads it, everybody sees it, everybody knows it, everybody thinks it. Now, is that really what he was going for? I think probably, but he's trying to say it in the most, like, he doesn't want to say, like, listen, man, we left that shit because Blizzard sucks. You know, I mean, he's not going to say that, right? And so he's got to go ahead, he's got to talk around it, and he's being diplomatic, and as diplomatic as possible while still being pretty kind of, I think he's being pretty on the nose about what his criticisms are with that. And so, but he just did, yeah, he just did. Did you get him on the show? Imagine if he'd fired shots at Blizzard. He's not going to. Like, he's a smart guy. I don't think it's even a good idea for him to do that, honestly. Like, the thing is, if you ever build something as like a, fuck this, we're going over here, it almost never works. You always have to build something its existence is not just purely adversarial to something else. You have to have it having its own values and it having its own, like, legs to stand on. I think building a new company from another company is a good idea, but like consistently talking about how you're different from the previous company is probably not. Does that make sense? Anyway, let's go ahead and read the rest of these. They can make the games they are passionate about. they are in control of their destiny and hopefully feel like they have the best of both worlds, the entrepreneurial spirit, the stability and resources that often only larger companies can provide. That's great to hear. He's the CEO now, doesn't have to answer anybody. Well, no, but there's like public, like the thing is that there's like a certain amount of like decorum. There's a certain amount of politeness. So anyway, I'll read the rest of this. I think he's making the right decision by talking about it the way that he is. Anyway, we're not in a hurry to go out and get funding because the most important thing is to make sure that we retain control over the company's decision making. Bro, I mean, oh, dude. I don't know, man. Do I need to take back what I just said? Maybe I do. Like, this is, I mean, he's not saying it, but damn, bro, he's saying it. Like, so you was wrong all the time with Activision? It seems like I was. And like, see, to me, and like, okay, so what have I always said about Activision? What have I always said about Activision? I have said that I don't think that Activision is necessarily making the bad decisions, but they create expectations that forces Blizzard to make bad expectations to meet the expectations of Blizzard. Or sorry, to meet the expectations of Activision. Because if you look at the board of directors of Blizzard Activision, the majority of those people are from Activision. So it's not necessarily that Activision is telling Blizzard to make bad products, but it's that Activision has a release schedule that is so aggressive that it forces Blizzard into making bad products because they don't have the time to develop good products. That has always been what I've said. I don't think Activision is sitting there telling Blizzard they need to make covenants. I think that is the Blizzard devs' fault. They fucking did that. Activision doesn't have a damn thing to do with it. But there are other things that I do think, like in terms of like the release of Shadowlands, there's a reason why everybody is concerned, because it seems unfinished. BFA was unfinished. Legion was pretty much finished. Why is that? Because they stopped, and WoD never got finished. BFA got finished. They finished BFA. They finished, or hopefully they'll finish Shadowlands, but they never finished WoD. And I am so mad about that. Like, we never got to experience seeing Grom and Garrosh fighting together. We never got, I didn't get the new Gorehowl. We never got a chance to see Farallon, you know, the old Netherstorm. We missed out on so much. We missed out on so much. I'm sad. WoD was such a fucking hype point for me. I was so excited. We didn't even, yeah, we missed out on Shatrath. We didn't get to walk around in the old Black Temple, you know, formerly the Karabor Temple of the Naru. None of that happened. God, there was so much fucking potential and it didn't happen. Why? Probably because of the expectations that were set at the very highest level by the company. They are rushing Blizzard, I believe. I think they rush Blizzard and they force Blizzard because I also believe that they have a metric that is not, it's not accurate in measuring player enjoyment. I think they have a great metric for measuring player engagement, but their metric does not measure player enjoyment. And that has been where the divergence begins. You have player enjoyment going this way and player engagement going this way. People are doing islands all the time. But they don't like it. People love doing the Mage Tower, but they didn't do it that much, so we didn't get one in BFA. Like, that is what I believe happened. Okay? Now, this could be wrong. I could be 100% not right, aka wrong, but this is what I believe. All right? That's what I think. Regardless, that's my actual opinion on the impact of Activision on Blizzard. And I've said this for years. Maybe not years, but I've said it for at least a year. Regardless, let's go back and we'll read the rest of this, okay? We're not in a hurry to go out and get funding. Okay. It's important to realize It's important to create an environment that can sustainably cultivate creativity and innovation and unlock the potential of these talented teams. We felt that was something that we could do. I'm talking to Jason and some of the other folks, and we feel like there's a window of opportunity that we had to do it now. I think that, like, gaming, there's definitely been a loss of the soul of gaming. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but I feel like there's been a diminishment of the soul of gaming. And we have some flickers of light and hope that remain. From software, right? The people that make Dark Souls. Grinding Gear Games. Nintendo. Unironically, Nintendo. CD Projekt Red. That's another one. And whoever makes Final Fantasy 14. Say whatever you want about the game, but those people do their fans right. The ultimate fact is that you have so many of these gaming companies and these gaming like groups that are making these decisions based off of money. It's very transparently money. You have something like Assassin's Creed. And so Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a great example of this. How the fuck are you an assassin whenever you're a Viking? Like, I'm sorry, but these two things don't really fit together. Like, yes, obviously, in like, you know, like history, to some degree, this was the case, but it just doesn't really, like, you watch the trailer for Assassin's Creed, and you think to yourself, like, when do you think assassin in that trailer? Whenever they're on the massive battlefield and the guy's cutting off, basically the fucking version of the English is the mountain, you know, he's like cutting him up? No. Like, it's just bullshit. And like, so the games nowadays are being watered down. And I want to say this, right? I don't want Assassin's Creed Valhalla to appeal to me because I don't like stealth games and assassin games. So if Assassin's Creed appeals to me, that means that it is no longer Assassin's Creed. And I think that it's good that there are games that I don't like and other people do like. Does that make sense? Because that means that each game is being developed and made for a different person, and they're not being watered down to have a minimal milquetoast mass appeal. And I think that's what's happened. That's definitely what's happened. It's been Assassin's Creed for like 7 years. You see what I'm saying, right? I mean, like I'm just making one example. Like, you can use this example with many other games. That's the thing. That makes sense story-wise for Assassin's Creed. Then maybe I could be wrong, but I was reading some comments of people being critical of like what I said about it, and these are people who are like big Assassin's Creed fans, and that's where I got my opinion from, is like what they said. And so anyway, that's why indie games are popular. Well, as I said, I think that we're getting into the stage now where these big companies and these AAA studios are no longer too big to fail. They're too big to succeed. You're having a point where these companies are too large. There are too many people involved in order for them to be agile enough to respond to market pressures and market expectations. They're not agile enough to make development decisions that benefit the players. Like, look at what happened with Path of Exile. So Heist League comes out. I know a lot of you guys are probably playing PoE, or at least some of you guys are playing PoE. Heist was not enjoyable for a lot of people. So it was not enjoyable. Like, basically you had to go into, like, so I'm not going to explain everything, right? But imagine you have to break into a bank, and every single person you kill in the bank makes the alert level higher. And once the alert bar fills up, you can't loot any more stuff out of the bank. Well, doing that sounds really cool, but the problem is that there are certain builds that just kill things like on accident, right? With like minion builds that just have AI that attacks mobs. And also it just created a very unpleasant and stressful experience for the players. And so there were a number of other things, and Grinding Gear Games, less than a week after the league came out, fixed all of it. They removed that. They made it to where the mobs that you would just stand in front of the door and they just wait like this. Here's what they were like. Okay. Defend this door with your lives. And then you come through. Boom, you're fucking dead. That's it. That's it, you're dead. Like, and that's exactly what it'd be. And like, you get one shot, like at any high level. And obviously, you know, some builds wouldn't have that happen, but generally it's you know, it's pretty hard to deal with. And the point that I'm making here is that a lot of this kind of stuff, Blizzard, think about how long it would take Blizzard to fix something like that. That shit would get fixed in a month. That would get fixed in 2 months. That would get rationalized by the developers in their round table of their fucking sitting there with their fucking faded jeans and you know, their Marvel t-shirts, agreeing with each other, and then they'd agree with each other so much they'd convince themselves that their wrong idea was right. So yeah, I think that the future of gaming at this point does lie with these small companies, because that's where the actual dreams happen. That's where dreams get realized. These big companies are where dreams die. And it's sad. So much more I'm seeing this. Let me read the rest of this. Jason Chais via Venturebeat. I have tremendous respect for Mike as a values-driven leader. Somebody who really had a lot of courage to accompany his convictions. Yeah, he quit. So the idea of working with him and getting this off the ground was the best of possible worlds. There is something a little bit magical about being a size where we can get everybody together in a room at one time and really talk about what we're trying to do. I can really appreciate that. I've been involved with like organizations like that where like they get kind of big, and I think whenever you're at this size, it feels like everybody's at the ground floor. Everybody's opinion matters on everything, and people just like care about each other's opinions. Like there's not really a lot of you know, like corporatocracy or, you know, anything like that. I like this a lot. Let me see here. I had tremendous amount of fun during my time at Blizzard and many friends who are still there. But is there unfinished business? There are more things that we'd like to do. There are more stories to tell, more games to make, and a need to figure out what developers and publishers look like in the future. This is an opportunity to build a company. There it is. I was familiar with Mike's values. In the 24 years, the things that stood out to me were the moments where we were working on projects and it was unclear whether we needed to push forward and just get something out or push the date back and get to the greatness. Burning Crusade delayed to next year. Yeah. That's not bullshit. That actually happened. By the way, best expansion ever. You know, just, you know, a little fun fact there. Shadowlands coming out next month, by the way. Anyway, let's see here. Mike led the way through making tough decisions to the point where he was allowing enough time for the greatness to form and get it through the quality that it needed to be. It's similar to what Mike said. All I've known in my professional development career was at Blizzard. I've been so fortunate to be part of what happened there. But is this a fluke? I refuse to believe that. There are the things that go on in your head. Who am I now? This is what's part of driven that's part of what's driven my decision to do this. They really can't delay things in today's game industry? Well, of course they can. They've delayed Cyberpunk multiple times and CD Projekt Red isn't going bankrupt. What do you mean? How many times has Cyberpunk been delayed? Like, yeah, that's just not, it's not true. Twice. Yeah, look at New World. Yeah, it's just simply, that's just a not true statement. Okay, let's go back to the next one. The Washington Post also offered additional quotes from an interview last Friday. We've learned a ton about what goes into creating an environment that allows creators to do their best work, and we were successful for doing that for many years at Blizzard. We've reached a crossroads where we reassess what we want to do with the rest of our lives. For Amy and I, that meant taking a step back and looking at the things that we could possibly do and deciding to come back full circle and engage with a team of people that we know and trust and share values with, and see, hey, if we all have this experience, maybe we can do it even better this time. Even better this time. Some of the things that we were particularly difficult the first time are going to be going along a lot easier this time. We aren't starting with no money. We're not having to write all these tools ourselves. Now, there's a lot of technology that's available pretty reasonably for us to be able to build off of. And the business climate is a lot more friendly to game development startups. Exactly, dude. That's exactly, actually, that goes to what he's saying, right? Is like, yes, if you're a smaller company, you can make more agile decisions. That's 100% fucking true. 100 fucking percent. So, what's mostly exciting, maybe 10%, you know, scary. That's impressive that it's only 10%. If you look back, just 3 years from 91 to 94, that's the period where we were completely independent. And he's talking about Blizzard. We were sort of managed to operate inside larger companies with an incredible degree of autonomy and independence. But whenever you're part of a public company, there's only really so much independence that you can actually have, because I didn't actually own the company for such a long time. And that's Mike Morhaime saying that. That's again, dude, I want to say, like, that's exactly what I was saying with the board of directors shit. That's exactly what I was saying, dude. Dreamhaven is hopefully like a beacon to the rest of the industry. Maybe we can lead by example and show that there's a better way of doing things and approaching the business of games and treating your employees and treating your players. Obviously, you have to have success in product creation and success financially to back that up, but that's what we're going for. Well, shit. Well, shit. Well, shit. Listen. This is a huge, like, positive. This is a huge win for gaming. And do they have a, they have a website. Okay, yeah, here's their website right here, Dreamhaven. Join us on a new adventure. Look at that, holy shit. Our values, goals, and team, more and more. Shared values, purpose, and trust that are required to create an environment that cultivates creativity and innovation. Strong teams that learn and evolve over time are more valuable than individual products or ideas. That's true. The global community of gamers can be a force for good. Reimagine the studio model by empowering studios to establish independent identities, voices, and cultures. Create vibrant worlds that reflect our values. Take the chances that most big publishers won't, and many smaller studios aren't always able to. Damn. Wow. That's crazy. I'm excited to see what's going to happen, man.